Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again here on YouTube. Today I decided to do another TNA DVD covers rankings, this time for Hardcore Justice. So before I show you my rankings for each and every cover covering those DVDs, I just wanted to say that I've included a custom DVD into this. I've included Hard Justice because it did start out as Hard Justice before it changed over to Hardcore Justice in is it 2009 or 2010. And obviously this doesn't include the TV specials they done, one in 2015 I do believe, and then they had another one in 2021, so we don't have those included in that, unfortunately. But I'd love to have those in my collection one day, just as standalone shows, but that's a story for another day. So without further ado, this let me show you all 12 of my rankings then, guys. I've also included alternate covers in this, I forgot to say as well. So yeah, so in 12th place, I've decided to go for, this was a no-brainer really, Hard Justice 2008. This was part of a Cross the Line DVD set. I did what was the one I'd done before? Not Destination X, Genesis. When I'd done a Genesis cover ranking, this was part of that set, I do believe. And oh no, beg your pardon, it wasn't. This is a 2008. The Genesis was in another set. But yeah, I'm getting them all confused now. But yeah, I decided to put this one in because it's just plain black with the logo on. It's lazy. They could have had some pictures on it or something, and yeah, it kind of sucks. So it was inevitable that I was going to put that in last place. Unfortunately, I don't like to be cruel because it is a nice logo in a way, and I do like seeing the old TNA logo, but it's just so boring looking. But like I said, that's just my opinion. This whole ranking is my opinion on these covers, guys. You probably wouldn't agree with me on some of them or all of them, but it's just my opinion at the end of the day. So I guess you guys are going to have different, and I appreciate that. Anyway, moving on to 11th place, I decided to go with Hard Justice 2007, Kurt Angle on the cover for this one. This is the UK release because of the 18 certificate in the corner there. And nothing against Kurt Angle being on the cover. I mean, he's awesome and everything, but it's, again, the plain black background. We could have done something with it. It just looks really boring. Just Kurt Angle just staring at nothingness. And yeah, it says all or nothing next to his head. It doesn't really sell the DVD. I mean, you gotta have something going on in the background. Wouldn't just scream at, buy me. He should have had him face to face with whoever his opponent was on here, which we'll have a quick look now. Samoa Joe, of course. Yep, winner takes all. Every TNA title on the line, of course it was. Yeah, again, he should have been face to face with Samoa Joe for this, with their fists up or something. Anything, with a cool looking background, maybe. Just nothing. Anything but this black. But anyway, enough of that. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that was 11th place for me. In 10th place, I decided to go with my custom one night only Hardcore Justice 3 from 2014. I do like the blue that represents the one night only logo and the one night only kind of brand of releases for the pay-per-views. But other than that, I wish it had more, a bit more color to it. Some good wrestlers on the front there on the cover artwork, ranging from Eric Young to Bobby Roode. Got Nick Aldis, Magnus in the background there, Gunner, Austin Aries, and Cowboy James Storm. Yeah, it does look really cool when it's on the shelf as well. The spine looks really awesome, I think. It's just my opinion, though, again. But yeah, it's a great little custom set put together. Which I picked up a while back now. But yeah, very pleased to have this one in my collection. And yeah, not a lot else to say about this one, really. Other than I just wish it had more colour. But I understand, again, why they chose to do the blue. In 9th place, I decided to put the 2009 Hard Justice. So this was the last Hard Justice before changing its name to Hardcore Justice. Add in the core to the middle, or whatever it was. It was a core written in red, wasn't it? And yeah, we have Mick Foley making his first of 2 appearances on a Hardcore Justice or Hard Justice cover. There were an interesting statistic I'll mention now in case I forget to later. So there were 5 wrestlers who made the most appearances on a Hard Justice stroke Hardcore Justice cover for DVDs, and that was Mick Foley, Abyss, Jeff Jarrett, Kurt Angle, and Gunner, surprisingly, all with 2 appearances each. But yeah, back to this though. Again, the issue with the black background, they could have done something really colourful with the colour red maybe, or just have an arena in the background. It's just black screen. It's just I don't like it, but it's cool to see Mick Foley with a barbed wire bat. You know, that does scream hardcore to you and to the fans, which is pretty cool. It's more of a bigger selling point than the Kurt Angle one just now, mainly because of this barbed wire bat brought into the situation. But that's just my opinion again, though, guys. And of course, the hardcore icon himself, Mick Foley. But yeah, that's 9th place, Hard Justice 2009. In 8th place, I decided to go with TNA One Night Only Hardcore Justice 2 from 2013. Now, this is bizarre why they decided to use numbers instead of the year. I know this was a one night only event, and it just confused the hell out of me because this was in 2013, right, guys? And the Hardcore Justice previous to this would have been 2012. So does that mean 2012's is Hardcore Justice 1? Or are we going all the way back to 2010 when Hard Justice first changed its name to Hardcore Justice for the ECW Reunion Legends pay-per-view thing they done in TNA? Was that the first one and this is the sequel to that? It's so confusing, isn't it? Or do we go to 2012, which was the one before this, and then class that as the first Hardcore Justice? I think, to be honest, it is the sequel. Is meant to be the sequel to the ECW 2010 reunion show, or whatever it was. But yeah, again, it's just so confusing having these numbers because, like, back on the other one night only I showed you just now in 10th place, that was Hardcore Justice 3. But then they go back to using the year names in 2015, which we'll get to later. But so confusing. But anyway, back to the cover. Again, using the color blue mainly to represent the one that only brand of pay-per-views or events. And yeah, it could have used a bit of color, but I do like this because they've actually used barbed wire around the pictures to make it more to make the cover a bit more exciting, if you will. And yeah, it has names of the wrestlers on the pay-per-view at the top there, like it's some sort of movie. Again, the names of the wrestlers and the number, like a movie sequel instead of an event or a pay-per-view, a B show or whatever it is. But yeah, I do like the barbed wire, as I said. Could have used a bit more color, but yeah, that's why I decided to rank that in 8th place. I couldn't put it any higher. I did think about doing it higher, but we've got a few more interesting ones that deserved higher places than that one. In 7th place, I decided to go with Hard Justice from 2005, beg your pardon. And this one has, was it 2005? Yeah, it was 2005, of course. I was going to say 7 for some reason. Yeah, so we have Jeff Jarrett and Tito Ortiz. I like the logo. It's really cool. Like a golden kind of golden brown logo. Golden brown. I'll start singing, Bunny. Calm down. Yeah, but we have Jeff Jarrett Tito Ortiz, and we have some kind of background other than black. It's like cracked effect there, or whatever it is. Just one side of Jarrett, but then it goes black in the middle and towards Tito's head there. But yeah, I do like that one. It's pretty good for the first ever Hard Justice. And yeah, 2005's Hard Justice in, is that 7th place I said? Yes, 7th place. In 6th place then, guys, I went with Hardcore Justice from 2011. This would have been bumped up a lot higher on my list of rankings if it had been a standalone released instead of this twin pack, which was from Volume 5, 2011, along with No Surrender. But I really do love the cover artwork. You've got Abyss face with loads of stitches under his mask there, missing some teeth, some stitches around his lip, lots of detail. Got viewer discretion advised. What's that? Like a little a sign on the front of the poster, and then you got like barbed wire near his head as well, and it's the masked Abyss as well. So that's pretty cool. Very very good stuff, and I wish they did have that as a complete DVD, standalone DVD release, and had that as its cover artwork. As I said, that would have got bumped way up my rankings list. I don't know how you guys feel about that one, but that is a fucking awesome poster in my opinion, and would have made for a great standalone DVD cover. Why did they have to ruin it by putting it as a twin pack? Nothing wrong with the No Surrender, don't get me wrong with that, but it just doesn't. No, I just don't like it. It's like those tag classics WWE released. Just a pain in the ass. They're good for, you know, storage purposes, you know, to save space on the shelf and everything else. But when it comes to doing things like admiring your collection, like I do, taking your DVDs off the shelf just to check out the artwork and look at the match card, etc., you don't want to be seeing it in a twin pack like that. It's just a letdown. I couldn't rank it any higher, otherwise I would have, guys. Breaking to the top 5 now. So in 5th place, we have Hard Justice from 2006. We got Sting, Kurt Angle, Jeff Jarrett, Samoa Joe, and Scott Steiner on the front cover there. So I got a couple of my favourite wrestlers, which is pretty cool. Another reason I cheekily moved this one up the rankings a bit more. I wasn't sure whether to have that Abyss one I showed you just now in the top 5 in 5th place rather than this one. It was between those two for the 5th place, but I went with this one instead. Like I said, things would have been different if it was a standalone, that 2011. But yeah, this 2006 Hard Justice has a really cool cover in my opinion, and it's not all black in the background for once. But yeah, I do like that one. It's good to see one of the earlier releases in the top 5 as well. And it started to get really difficult from 4th place to 1st place of how to rank them, because I really do appreciate all of these now. So 4th place, I decided to go with Hardcore Justice from 2015. So this one has Broken Matt Hardy and Abyss making his 2nd appearance on the cover. And if you look in the background, it's got like a really scary looking, what I describe as woodland, like woods, forest maybe, lots of trees, and then you got barbed wire and just something you see in a horror film. Absolutely cool stuff. And obviously the logo with the core written in red, blood splat on the logo. And this was a TNA one night only as well. But the cover artwork for this is absolutely fantastic, in my opinion, and I do appreciate that a lot. And as I said to you earlier, there was surprisingly 2 Hardcore Justice events, or one pay-per-view and one event on the TV special in 2015. And then the final one, as I said, was in, or the most recent one was in 2021 as a TV special. But yeah, that's my 4th place. In 3rd place, this is a bit of a bizarre choice, but I think it looks really good, even though it doesn't have any wrestlers on. And that's the 2012 Hardcore Justice with the X-ray, with the broken bones. It just looks, it's so different to other wrestling DVD covers. It's so unique. And I really do appreciate it. It's so cool. And like, another confusing thing is, so we went from 2010 2-disc set to that 2011 twin pack, which is a single disc. Oh, well, it's 2 discs, but 1 disc just for Hardcore Justice 2011. And then we get back to 2012 again, and we're back to 2 discs. So why didn't they just keep those going as 2-disc sets, rather than fucking pissing around with the twin packs? But yeah, I do really like that. A lot of you guys probably think I'm, off my trolley thinking about having this, especially in the top 5, in the top 3, in 3rd place, because it doesn't have any wrestlers on the front. But I think it's what it represents. The picture itself, what it represents, is what makes it look good. And because it's different, they've tried something different, and to me it's worked, and the colour works. I do like it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of that one, guys. In 2nd place, like I said, these last few now are so difficult to decide on. But in 2nd place, I've decided to go with the very first ever Hardcore Justice, which was the ECW pay-per-view. TNA's version of WWE's One Night Stand, if you will. And absolutely fantastic show. This is a 2-disc set as well, guys. Yeah, from 2010. And I'm glad that they didn't bundle it off in a twin pack like they did with poor old 2011 there. But yeah, in 2nd place I decided to go with this because it has all the old ECW wrestlers on, or most of the ECW legends. Would you class Stevie Richards as a ECW legend? I would. I personally would. I thought he's pretty cool. RVD there as well. Rhino, Mick Foley, Raven, and the king of hardcore himself, Tommy Dreamer, the innovator of violence. And got the barbed wire wrapped around them all, and they kept that blood splatter kind of effect with the core in the middle of the Hard Justice logo again. Fantastic. I absolutely do appreciate that cover artwork. I could just stare at that for a long time. It's so detailed, and a lot of thought and time and effort put into that. I do love that one. Absolutely great show as well. I might go and rewatch that one again at some point. It's been a long time since I've seen that. That's another good thing about doing these rankings, and 1 or 2 pay-per-views catch your attention, and you think, I might watch that later. But yeah, good stuff. But if you haven't guessed it already, what number 1 is, guys, well, here it is anyway. It's Hardcore Justice 2 UK version. So the one I showed you earlier was the US release. This is the UK release, and this is absolutely fucking awesome. We got Jeff Hardy on the cover there, screaming, and then we've got all these burning skulls all below him. Whether it looks like, a scene from hell maybe, or it kind of reminds me of the Terminator because of the colour, all the skulls all on the floor together. But regardless, what an absolute fucking awesome cover, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Is this a good one? Is this one better than the US one? I personally think it is. And look, even on the back, as it goes onto the back, we've got like Bully Ray. We've got all the skulls again. That definitely looks like the Terminator movie then, on the bottom. All those skulls. But yeah, maybe the front looks a bit more like hell. But yeah, it's such a good cover, in my opinion. Definitely deserves 1st place. Well, it was between this and the 2010, but I've gone with this one. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. That's my rankings for the Hard Justice / Hardcore Justice DVD cover collection today. Give me a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll catch you again soon for another video, which will be a pickups video next for March. So stay tuned for that. Stay safe, everybody. I'll catch you again soon, and goodbye for now.